The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello, hello, hello. Oh, Scott's on top of you. You guys knew exactly what question I was going to ask. I love it. I got beat to it. Yeah. Can you see me and can you hear me? I guess we've been doing this for about a year, huh? Adam, what's up, man? How are you? Rob, Greg, Scott, Will, David, Jacinda. Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Okay, cool. Not going to wait too long today. We have a ton to get into. First camp call. Welcome aboard. You'll love it. Also, too, make sure that you know the clicks and the customer stuff. Literally everything we do in camp revolves off of that. I can't stress it enough. Dylan, what's up, brother? Okay. How many of you this is first camp call? A couple of you guys are busy last week and a half here. Tanya, Stephanie, what's up? Welcome. Stephanie, there's another Stephanie in here, just so you know. When I'm saying Stephanie, it could be the other Stephanie. Cool. Will, what up? Will won $100 this morning. Now he's here. I like it. John, no, John, damn, lied. This is not your first call. Let's see. It's all good, Tanya. Welcome aboard. Oh, got you. What's up, brother? Okay, cool. We'll jump right into this. So I'll set quick context for you that first. Camp call is very informal. Not that my stuff is ever formal. I said like it's different. But we'll just have conversations. So you'll see we unmute the mics. We walk through the campaigns. And it's bigger than just how do we make this campaign work. It's how do I get the client? How do I keep them to stay? How do I grow from here and scale it? It's about the overall career. Right. So again, don't hold back. If you have anything to ask, just type it in. And I mean, I've always done that, but I'll address your questions and it's kind of free flowing. So we got a lot of, let me see how many we got here. Okay, shit. We got 6 campaigns. So we're going to jam right now for y'all. Campaign number 1, targeting Peterborough. Let's see. Horling's Garden. Who is this? A garden cell. This is different. Who are we here? This is way different. Betty Chung, I see you just jumped on. What's up, Betty? Going once, going twice. Garden Center. If you don't call it out, we'll move on to the next one. We'll come back to it. It's not going anywhere. I am curious to see what this is all about. A garden cell. Sounds interesting. Hugh, is this you? Or are you just saying hi? Is this your campaign? Can I see? Yeah. Oh, Hugh, what up? All right, I'm going to unmute you if that's cool. Boom. Okay, cool.
Hi, Billy.
What's up, brother?
Hi, Billie Jean.
What's up, man? Hugh, tell everyone who you are, how you came into camp, and what we're doing today.
Okay, hello everyone. Name's Hugh Taffel. I live in the Canadian Rockies west of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and found out about Billie Jean through a link from Mike Cooch for Clicks into Customers. That was in March, I think.
Yeah.
Great 6-week ride. It's been fun. So this is a referral client. They've had a bad, kind of a slow spring in Ontario, where this client's from.
Okay.
And well, we're trying to see if we can bring some business over the long weekend, which is coming up this weekend.
Got you. Okay, so you're really making a promotional push. So this campaign is happening right now in real time.
This is happening right now. We launched it on Friday.
Okay, so what kind of results? And hold on, here, let me grab my notepad here. Make sure we're good. All right, what kind of results are we seeing so far?
Okay, I gotta pull up my notes because I sent all that to you, and I'll just.
It may be on the next slide. Let's see. I can tell you that there. And then we'll kind of go back and read. So I'll work backwards here, people. Okay, you do got it. Here. I see CTRs. Okay, cool. So you get the CTAR. Can you give us kind of the at a glance what's been happening type of deal?
Okay, so what's been happening is we've got close to 41, 42 people to download the coupon. It's not anything real fancy.
Mm-hmm.
The customer just wants as many people as possible to come in. They're happy to give off $10 on a $30 sale.
Okay.
They're trying to get rid of some of their annuals. It's not like the best wowzer deal.
Sure.
So I'm going to get some feedback from you, Billy Jean, so I can go back to the client. Maybe we have to improve the deal. The CTR is not really what I want. And then also the percentage of people clicking through to get the coupons kind of lower than I'd like to see too. So
Gotcha. Okay, so what's our cost per lead right now?
we spent on that campaign to date, where you're seeing those numbers, $80, $80 for 33 leads, I think it was.
$80, 33 leads, and then for my mathematicians out there, what's 80 divided by 33?
So it's about $2.50, I guess.
Okay, cool. Easy math. $2.50. So how I look at something like this, and for everyone watching, is when I hear $2.50, I'll be honest with you, when you're running a campaign at scale for any kind of business, that's a really strong cost per lead. That's good. So even though here you feel like, hey, maybe my offer isn't as good as I want it to be, $2.50 a lead is showing you that actually your offer is pretty solid and people are interested in it right now. So here's the question. Out of those 33 people, how many have actually raised their hand and decided to buy right now or came in?
I don't think it. Yeah, I don't think any have come in yet. But I mean, I haven't talked to the client
Gotcha.
yet, and we have a deadline of Monday the 4th.
Yep.
So I really won't know the results until next week.
Got it. Okay. And then what is, for expectations being set, what's a win to them? Like how many customers do they need? You know what I mean? Like what are they expecting to get out of this, so to speak?
That's a good question. I think they just want to make a good win for them would be that they've actually sold out a lot of their annuals, so they don't have wasted inventory. That's their worry right now.
Gotcha. Sold out annuals, wasted inventory is kind of, that's
It's a
their,
pretty big. I mean, it's a long-standing garden center. They've been around 30 years. They're pretty big in this local market. Um, I don't know if we actually end up giving away 200 coupons and a third of those actually come into the store. That's probably pretty good. Spending $30 each.
yeah. Okay. So then let's take a step backwards here. All right, so now what I'm going to do, everyone, I'm going to walk through the campaign, and then I'll just kind of, so we're all on the same page, and then I'm going to work backwards, and we'll kind of break down each element here. All right, so you're targeting, so you're spending $30 a day, okay? Nothing too crazy there. In Canada, Peterborough, this is your location, 2965. We kept it pretty basic, everyone. You just chose gardening as an interest, and did mobile's newsfeed. Really fast, I'm going to do something right now. Is this all the targeting you did right here, Hugh?
So far.
Let me tell you, great job doing broad targeting. So very counterintuitive to what a lot of you do right now, where you start off and you think you just go super, super micro and you just try and find the right niche. But here's the problem. You end up with such a small audience, it doesn't really bring you a ton of volume. The idea is to win big. And when my man Hugh can run a campaign and basically just throw out a blanket and say everyone is in gardening and still get a lead for $2.50, that's awesome, because this is a campaign that can run for a long time or produce a lot of volume. So that's actually huge right there. I'm surprised you did that. I'm happy you did, because not many people will do that. So well done there. And then also too, what I've realized is the audience is still only up to 29,000, which still isn't a ton. So to have that filter there, still be able to get volume, I'm happy about that. Now, coming from here, he brings them to this ad. It says, attention gardeners, did our spring weather delay your garden preparations? I like how you're actually calling out the weather. We're giving away 200 coupons to get $10 off annuals and more, so you can freshen up and complete your garden this summer, but hurry, this offer ends. Okay, so you're going to know this answer better than someone like myself. But how many of you here is anybody into gardening here? Anybody into gardening? Just type yes in the chat if you're a gardener. Okay, Arlene is perfect. And Will, Tanya, Cammy. Yeah, okay, a little bit. So does everybody know what annuals are? Does everybody know what annuals are? Is that like a thing? Okay, cool. So it sounds like the gardeners know what annuals are, right? And then Hugh, the picture you're showing, are those annuals?
That's what the client gave me.
Okay, cool. The one thing I would do, and again, it depends. If the market understands this, then fine. But I always like to be overly clear than not specific. So I would just say a little bit more, maybe of one sentence about the benefits of annuals. You know what I mean? Like it says $10 off annuals and more so you can freshen up and complete your garden. So just so I understand, what do annuals do? Are they just like what? I don't know.
They're flowers that are only good for this season. They die in winter, so
Gotcha.
that's all. They're the type of flowers that you would buy and plant in your garden, so you have a nice garden for the summer. That's really important for us northern hemisphere people.
Got it.
And your garden looks almost like the south.
Got it. Yeah.
But they die in the winter. You got to pull them back out or clean them up, and then every year you have to replant new
So
flowers.
these are true gardeners. They really care about their stuff. And Tanya says they give instant color. You know.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
So I see what you're saying. So in other words, there's urgency in this innately because this is the only time you can use these. Period. So if you really want to take advantage, right now is the last time to get your annuals, and you might as well save some money doing it before it ends on July 4th.
That's the idea. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So then you have here, and you have an interesting call to action there. Garden sale, get $10 off. Sell on July 4th. Click for coupon. Clear kid or grab. Okay. So everyone, when I look at a campaign like this, I started asking about, well, what are the stats of the campaign? He's getting $2.50 a lead. Immediately, my brain goes to this. Okay, well, the front end is fine because he's actually getting leads there. He's got 80, so there seems like there's volume coming, and they're at a decent cost. So in my brain, even though there are some things I would change to this, here's the reality. I'm not going to spend time there, especially because this is a time-sensitive case, right? He's only got the week to sell. I'm not going to say, Hugh, let's go ahead and change this. Why? He's getting the cost per lead he wants. The issue, it seems like we're running into now, and Hugh, if you can confirm, is getting people to take immediate action. Is that right?
I'd like to get a higher buy-through right to actually sign up to get the coupon, number one, because that would help the secondary goal of the longer term for this business, which is to build a list.
Okay. Hold on.
And then the second aspect, I mean, I do have email. I'm going to be doing, I have some more emails now that I'm writing backwards from the 4th for urgency to, use your coupon and make sure you use it before it expires.
Gotcha. Okay, and then Cammy asked a question I was wondering too. Are you using a retargeting ad right now to all those people who do opt in?
I will be, but there wasn't enough volume when I send you this info.
Okay, so he's got the link here. Pretty picture. I like it. Want to save on annuals and other garden supplies and claim your $10 off coupon. Coupon valid only until July 4th. So there is urgency with the time there. Then you have get instant access. Change that really quick if you want like a simple way to increase your conversions there. And just change it to yes, send me my coupon.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And be specific there. Say yes, send me my $10 off coupon. Okay, and continuing on here. What are you asking for here? Is it name and email or just email once they click?
Name and email.
Okay, cool. Name and email, perfect. Then you got the thank you page, which looks great too. The design looks great. I really like, by the way, the landing page. It's perfect. If I'm into gardening, I mean, I love it. You're showing me the product. You're building that emotion there, so I think you did a good job with that. And also, too, you're showing the client, look, what you can buy if you just simply click this button here. So you did a good job with that here. So Canada Weekend Special, complete your gardening preparations by getting $10 off annuals and more. Looking to fresh your garden, get $10 off your purchase of $30 of annuals or $10 off your purchase, $50 or more of plants or other garden products by presenting this coupon. Simply share this image, check out on Portland's Garden Center to get your $10 off, redeem coupon by July 4th. Okay, so this is where we're missing our immediate action. So again, building the list for long-term play, that's awesome. How they're going to judge you right now, most businesses, some really understand the value of a list, very rarely. But most businesses are just going to say, hey, did a lot of people come in? Okay, it worked, and they're going to move on with their lives. And so right now I can tell you Where you'll lose people is on this page, because instead of getting them excited to take action right now this minute, we did the opposite. We actually created more resistance. And we decided here that the most important thing that we do is we kind of scare them away. And we say, your purchase of $30 of annuals or $10 off your purchase of $50 or more, we start telling them details of about, it's kind of like you feel like you kind of get backhanded in a sense of like, oh, you gave me this coupon, but I can only use it on a Tuesday at 3 o'clock if it's cloudy outside and my neighbor's wearing a purple shirt. You see what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like there's a hook. Does that make sense?
Yep. So what do we do?
So I would go ahead and change that. I'd put those details more so maybe in the follow-up email. And also, too, I noticed that you set it here on the landing page at the bottom. So no reason to restate it. So instead on the thank you page, let's completely get rid of it. And I would, and if they're okay with it, give them another incentive. And this is all I would change of your entire campaign, Hugh. I would just literally say, if you would also like an additional $5 off, not too much, then use it today and have the date, period. Because for this, it's very simple. You gotta understand the transaction's occurring when people walk in and they buy, period. So all this is great. It's fantastic. We're building a list. We're getting their name out there, but they're going to care at the end of the day. Did we make profit? Did we sell out of our annuals like you're asking? So we're not stocked with inventory. So again, if you use it today and bring this picture in, you can either take a picture on your cell phone, right? That may even be the easiest thing. Hey, take a picture of this on your cell phone and bring it in today and receive an additional $5 off. Must be used today, period, today. And I would maybe even have another timer here showing the clock. And then I would have a phone number here and the office hours, not the office hours, the garden hours. I see the phone number at the bottom. I want to put it on the white where it's more visible in case they have questions. They may have the question of, oh, I'm wondering, do you have this in stock, or any other question they may have. And then I would make sure what I would do on this page too here is just update it daily. Just take the time, and you can kind of manually do it for now and just say, hey,
Cool.
It's expiring today, and change the date. But
okay, I like that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, and it's something so straightforward. It's not like we're giving away the farm to do it, right? And when they get there, they're obviously going to sell them more and do it. But that way we have a reason. So everyone kind of here today. Biggest thing there is Hugh actually did a really good job on everything up front. It's just one little tweak here is the difference from them getting leads, building a list, and then having a whole bunch of people show up to their store. And then also too, for urgency in your follow-up sequence. I'll give you this. This is actually huge because you're collecting their emails. So you send the same day email. Do you have any of these created yet, Hugh, the emails?
No.
Okay. So no worries. No, that's perfect. So you want to send an email sequence, and let's see. You have till the 4th of July, correct?
Yeah, all I did was one email, which is confirmation they've got it, and a link to this page because this is the coupon.
Yep. So
they can just show this on their phone or on their email or take a picture, whatever. Print it.
Love it. So we got a sequence we use all the time, man, and it's the first email is here's what you got. The second email is time is running out. So here's what you do when you have a promotion where like today is only Tuesday, so they have an entire week, so they may drag their feet. So another way that you bring scarcity here is you go with the inventory, right? So anytime there's an annual sale, you're clearing shit out. So basically, people are going to come in and they're going to pick the best stuff first. So what I would do is ask them to send you some images, and they can take it on their phone. Send them some images of the different things that they have, and every single day I would send them an email and say, hey, have you been by yet to redeem your coupon? Look at these brand new daisies. And I mean, that may be so anti-gardening, I don't know, but look at these daisies that we have that are still in stock. Hurry before they're gone. This is open to 200 people. Don't be stuck with the end of the poor selection. You know what I mean? Don't come last minute and miss all the good stuff. So I would ask them to tell me, hey, what are your best sellers? Take a picture of those, take them in an email, and every single day I would drip out to them of, hey, come in before these are gone. Hey, come in where these are gone. And then on Sunday or on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'll send them the 3 emails of, on Sunday I would say, tomorrow is the last day that you can get this. And then on Monday, I would literally send an email out that is in the morning that says, hey, it's the final day. And then I would do one that says, only, 3 hours remaining. And then I would do one final email that says it's the last hour to come in to redeem it.
Cool.
And,
Yep.
and then also, too, in addition to that, you can just do a basic, now that you'll have some audience based off your pixel, just a basic retargeting thing that says, hey, don't forget to redeem. And then what I would do, Hugh, here is I would use a carousel ad using all of those images I just told you about. And I would make a carousel ad on Facebook, and I would say, here's our selection, come in and get them before they're out. And that would be my retargeting campaign. And on that
nice.
retargeting campaign, I'd say, don't miss your chance to save money and collect our annuals, because again, the money's one thing. It's not a ton of money. It's decent to get them to do it. But what's really going to get them fired up is that selection of being able to grab those things before they're gone. This is seasonal, baby. If they don't get it now, it's over.
I like that. Thanks.
Yeah, rock and roll. But so again, everyone, you guys kind of see what I did there. Is first thing we have to do is we have to establish where the pain is in the campaign, right? He's already winning on the front end. Even though there's some changes here, we don't have time to be perfectionists. The more you're a perfectionist, you're just leaving money on the table. So no, I'm not going to tell Hugh to go back and change his ad. He's doing fine. He's getting $2.50 a lead. Very cheap. You don't really get them much cheaper than that. Very, very rarely you do, but not really. Right? So he's got that set. I'm going to leave that side alone. He's going to make a couple tweaks on the thank you page. And then remember, hashtag fortune is in the follow-up. He's going to add those emails in and retargeting. And by the time Monday comes, I have no doubts that those annuals, as they're called, as I'm learning today, will be sold out. And that is how you market for something that you've never heard of before.
Hey, Billy Jean, before, I know you got lots of other campaigns here. Just on the sign-up page, is there anything I can do to improve conversion?
Let me see. Let me go back here. Well, the button is going to get you, is definitely going to help you out. What's your percentage at now?
30%, I guess, sir.
30% of cold traffic, just as a rule of thumb to everyone, is pretty solid, right? Sure, we've had pages that do 70%. They're just super rare. Let's see. When I save on annuals and other guard supplies and claim your $10 off coupon, instead of the time, I would focus on the amount. I think that will bring a little scarcity, because when I'm looking at this, what I really see here is this. This is my procrastinator brain, who procrastinated on every project I've ever done in high school or college or anything else. It was this. Oh shit, I got 7 days to do this? I'll do it later.
Okay.
So when I see 7 days, I'm just there. So change the button to yes, send me my coupon. That's going to help you, one. And then number two, just making that simple change of doing the number amount quantity instead of the expiration clock. And that's the two changes I made there. And then also just make sure when they hit the button, just say to who and where should I send your coupon. Keep it classic like that. Those three changes, I'm going to guess you'll be able to get up to like 38%, maybe 40%.
Okay, thanks.
Cool. All right, Hugh. Thanks, buddy. Good stuff. Good job, man.
Thank you.
Okay. How was that, people? Pretty good? Going through you? You did a pretty good job, right? I got to say that I think those suggestions are nice. I think they'll make a big impact. So, okay, cool. Someone says, Hugh, that rocks. Okay, cool. Let's continue on. Also, too, I want to point something out in a major way. So Hugh gave all these stats, but did you guys notice something? That I was able to walk through, give feedback on the campaign without even looking at this, right? This is secondary. This is one if I want to take a really deep dive into. Like I see at a glance, okay, his CTR is 2.47%, which is actually pretty solid for something like this. It's decent, right? So I don't trip off that. Relevance score is 5, which is okay. And I'm also remembering, there's only so much time in a day. Where do I really want to put my focus? He's only got a week to run this. I'm not going to give him a bunch of stuff to go turn off your ad, stop traffic coming in, go tweak this. It's not the move to make. The leads are coming, let them flow. Get better on the back end, move forward. Imperfect action. All right, let's continue on. Okay, campaign 2. Dentist, Brammer Dental, written by Winfield & Associates Marketing and Advertising. Where you at? Where are you? Mr. Dentist. Eric Schmidt. What's up, player? Let me get you on the mic. Hold on here. Eric, what is up? Nope, don't have you. Hold on. Eric, are you there? Can you guys hear him? Eric, come in, Eric. Yeah, I can't hear you there. We're good. I see you typing in the chat. Yeah, try again, Eric. See if you can. We'll give it a couple minutes here, and then if not, I'll just come back to it. Eric can do it one after. That way you can get your microphone. So I'll give you a few seconds here. Let's see here. Quick question. Tanya asked, I'm setting up a trial run for Cairo. Do you recommend doing just one ad for that week? Honestly, I recommend doing one ad for a day and try and spend $100. That's what I recommend doing. No reason to test it for a week and give all this to think about. Show them that it's possible, close them, get the money in the pocket. You know? Okay. Okay, Eric, I'm going to come back to you. We'll still hit this dentist one, everyone. I know a couple other people are typing that they want to go over dentist. So, Eric, see if you can fidget with that a little bit, and we'll come back to it after this one, right? So just for time's sake, so we can still continue, okay? Yeah, no problem. Yeah, so we'll hit that. We're not going anywhere. We're just going to come right back to it, okay? So tailored photo memories. Okay, what do we have here? Las Vegas Boudoir Photography. Who is this? Who is this? Rob. Okay, Rob, I'm going to get you on the mic here. Something a little risque here. All right. Rob Schmore, what is up?
What's going on, Billy?
Tell me about this this tailored photo memories risque picture in the newsfeed. What do we got going on, Rob? How'd you meet the group? How'd you come into here? And what's the dealio?
Well, like everybody else, I think there was a Facebook ad that was stalking me back in February, so I clicked on it and came in through clicks into customers in March, and already had some prospects in mind, and this is my first one. The Tailored Photo Memories is one of my good friends, and talked to her about doing the case study.
Yep.
So we decided she wanted to run a promotion for the first 2 weeks in July because it's really, really slow here in Las Vegas for this, and she also just opened her own space. So now she's got a studio as well.
Okay, cool. And are you guys currently running this campaign already?
Nope, this ran last week for 2 days.
Okay, so in the 2 days, how much did you spend and what happened?
I spend $50 a day.
Okay.
Total amount was $74.92.
Okay.
The total audience that came together, it was about 28,000 people when I put it in.
Okay.
We reached about 7,900. We had 36 clicks that came through and nobody bought.
Okay, 36 clicks. So, all right, let me go through this a little bit. 36 clicks now let me just see what we're going. So we had a landing page, get my free album, okay, and then they fill out the name, email, phone number. So did you get people to do this?
No, we didn't.
Okay, cool. So let's walk through and let's find out why. Here, all right, coming through, and then they come to this thank you page. Okay, all right, I got a couple things here. So a few things we got to do. So number one is actually, I think this could be a good niche, right? And so, you're going to ride the line here of like, people are like, oh, is that provocative, etc. But there's a way to position this as a great gift or something for a married couple or something. You know what I mean? People in long-term relationships, and there's a positive spin that you could do in it for sure. Now, what you got to be careful of is Facebook getting really mad and banning you, especially coming into newer advertiser, right? So, for example, the girl on the right, like, she's not all the way covered. So that right there, if a Facebook rep looks at it, they can remove your account and take it out. And so what you want to do is choose images that can still be, fun, they can be sexy, etc., but covered. A covered, you know what I mean? That really hard, like the professional one, but kind of so people understand what you can do, but don't have those there. Even though the image looks good, how you have them in the front, it looks fine. However, it's not worth risking your entire account. And by the way, if you do it right, I think you can be onto a niche that I don't think anybody is paying attention to right now. Are any of you ever thought of? I don't even think anyone's thought about this before, but I do know there's a lot of people out there, photographers, who would love to do this and that already do it and kind of put your I've seen it a lot. You have your girlfriend and your wife will do a calendar for you and give it to her a gift as like an anniversary gift or something like that. So
yeah, exactly. Yep.
So that's totally cool. And honestly, if you prove that out, they're probably not being solicited by a bunch of people for offers. So I think you could really scale within a very unique niche and own that market. So I'm actually not mad at that. But again, got to change images, a little less risque, etc. And so let's read the copy here. It says, attention Las Vegas brides. Are you having a hard time deciding what to give your groom? Which is definitely something that to think of. We're giving away 50 customized 10 by 10 photo albums, $200 value, when you book your boudoir photo session. Hurry, limited session times are available. Click now to get yours. Got it. So in other words, you get this for free, but only when you book. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're right.
Does that cost money?
Yes, it does.
Gotcha. Okay. So that costs, and how much does that cost?
The normal price is $1,500 for the 3-hour session, and for this, she lowered it to $1,150.
Okay, so this is pricey.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. So this says, let's see, free 10 by 10 custom leather photo album. Your 3-hour photo session includes professional hair and makeup, 3 outfit changes, and a complimentary drink. Refer your session now to receive your 15-page custom leather album. Book now. The one thing you should change, it says Las Vegas Boudoir Photography .leadpages.co. You can edit that, so you might as well just change it to like, custom photo books for your groom, or something that fits the message. Just change that.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. Now let's go to the landing page. Got the image there. It says, hey, you're in the right place. You just saw this picture. Our all-female professional team. I love how you're addressing that. I don't want to be around any guys. I want to be comfortable. That's fantastic. So our all-female professional team will make your day a success. Love it. Your boudoir package includes 3-hour photo session, and you're telling them what they get again. Then it says, get my free album. Here, only 8 sessions and albums left. And then here it says, you will receive a confirmation call team, so please include accurate information. So do you say the price anywhere around here?
Yeah, if you go back to the landing page, it's the last plus sign on the bullet page.
Because I was literally, when I didn't see that, the first thing I thought was, how is this not getting opt-ins? It didn't make any sense to me. But now that makes sense. Okay, so again, when you're going with price, every time you put something that's really, put it this way, I always love to make this comparison because you guys can all relate to it. But when people enroll in the clicks into customers for $1,000, I only bring that up after spending an hour and a half together. So imagine just kind of hitting this and someone goes, ooh, that could be fun. You know what I mean? And they kind of get excited, like, I can check that out, girl. And then they come here like, oh, $1,500 fun. I don't think so. Right? So this is more, well, let me ask you, when she makes a sell, are most of them on the phone, on the web, in person? How does she usually close right now? What's the method of closing she's using?
It's funny that you ask, because when you click on this and then you give the information, you guys are all about make sure that there's somebody there to answer the phone to call. Mm-hmm. And she asked me, can they just text? She's used to brides and grooms and ladies that book this session. It's usually a text back and forth to figure out when they're free to chat, and then they set up an appointment to chat. So it's a close via call.
Gotcha. So call within texting is kind of the middle ground of, hey, let's talk it out.
Right. And what I try to explain to her is, when we get this right, your phone's going to blow up and the texting will probably become secondary. So let's test this and see how it works, and I'll get some feedback, then we can tweak it and kind of go from there.
How does she get business now? And is her business like really successful? Are they just starting? Tell us about the business a little bit.
She's been in business for 4 years here in Las Vegas. She's pretty successful. The majority of her business comes through Facebook and word of mouth. She's got a fantastic social media Instagram account. Her website is geared towards people getting a quote instantly. She also, a couple of different ways she specializes is that she has special permits which are needed for outdoor locations here in Las Vegas. Gotcha. And she, like I said, she also just opened a studio, because typically the summer is really dead because it's so hot here, but with a studio she'll be able to do stuff inside.
Got it. Okay, so a couple things here is, number one, and this is important, everyone pay attention, we got to understand our client, right? So what I'm hearing so far is that she's got a social media presence, meaning that she gets a lot of people who may have been following her for 6 months for putting out content, or maybe been following her for 4 years, and then finally say, you know what, I'm going to pull the trigger. Meaning her sales process now, when she's got them on the phone, probably sounds something like this. I've been following you for us. Okay, great. So what are we doing for you today? And she probably goes right into closing. In other words, there is no sell. There are already laydowns because they've been following her. And if you guys were on the gene poll today, you heard me talk about most of the sales are all done in the setup. She's got a great setup right now. The problem is companies that exist with a fantastic setup, or they rely on referrals, and they're not necessarily used to paid advertising. It could be troublesome because you're going to run into situations like Rob is right now where they're like, well, we kind of just text back and forth, like I just want to tell them the price so I don't have to deal with them on the phone. That's not realistic for paid advertising. It has to change. So for example, if you took the price off of this and then ran the same campaign, that may make more sense. However, is she willing to be on the phone and like truly sell people, tell them about, the process and what they do and see if it's right for them?
Yeah, she is. I mean, from what when I originally approached her about this, she said typically people are either, in really quickly with this, or they're shopping, or they're waiting. And she really tries to target people, especially for this, as a last-minute gift. So, like, hey, you're getting married in the next 90 days and you still don't have anything for your groom, or the next 60 days.
Yep.
This is the perfect thing. We can get it done, get it out to you, and you can present it to him before the wedding. And it's still personal and, shows that the bride put some time together for the groom.
Is she targeting residents of the Las Vegas or people who are just coming into Vegas?
So for this campaign, we did locals only. I did 25-mile radius within, 25-mile radius outside of Las Vegas, and the only interest I targeted was engagement ring.
Got you. And then I would, because here's the thing, is if you go with brides, then you're harping on the fact that we just find people that are maybe going to get married. This is something that they want to do, but it's very niche, right? The targeting may not be perfect, so it's going to cost you a little bit more to get a lead. But something that you can run like 24/7, because again, we want to find campaigns that just run by themselves forever. It's less work for you. They make a lot of money. It's consistent. Maybe just targeting, married couples. And hitting them with, hey, are you looking for the perfect gift for your, and make it a little more broad, right? For your husband's birthday, your anniversary, or just something to spice up your relationship. How many people here can relate to the fact that relationships sometimes aren't perfect? And sometimes, especially if you've been one for a while, maybe a curveball is probably going to be there, right? So I would target only women, right? Because this is speaking to women here. Did you do that, or are you doing men too?
No, I did women only 27 to 41.
Okay, so yeah, let's do women 27 to 41 who are married, and maybe even 25. I mean, I guess the price is probably why I did that. But yeah, women who are married in a relationship, and I would make the copy all about kind of the ultimate gift for your husband, Father's Day, maybe get something along those lines, right? But again, with something like this, you're selling against a couple things here. One of those things is just being comfortable in front of a camera, right? And if she's been doing this for 4 years and she's pretty successful, somebody tells me she's pretty good at taking, most women and calming them down about it and walking through, because a lot of men and women, but we're talking about women right now, are uncomfortable. Like, can I really take a picture and look sexy? Do I look okay with this? Like, I don't really want him to see it. You know what I mean? There's so many things that need to be addressed that the professional is going to need to handle. And so what I'm getting at here, everyone, is understanding that I believe this is a really consultative, sell, right? Where they actually have to talk with them a little bit, explain to them how it goes, show them there's other options too. Like, hey, you don't have to do this pose, you know what I mean? So again, also too, and make sure it's, someone puts tasteful, not slutty, right? But also to positioning, when you're showing pictures here and you have these girls who, they look like they're in great shape and, really attractive, it could be intimidating too, right? Okay. So the idea is to take your average woman, and to give her that and show her in a light where she's, feeling sexy and confident, right? So there's a lot that's going through with it, And so I would take all that consideration. Now, again, most of that can be saved on the phone. I think what you do here is fine. What I would think would be helpful in this case is doing a video slideshow on the landing page showing the versatility of what you can do. Because if you've noticed something with all men and women, type in the chat right now if you have a go-to pose for your pictures. Whether it's the tilt the head down, it's the aerial view, it's the side, and you got the, maybe you do a little pokage or something like that. You know what I mean? You have something. Just type yes in the chat. Chin up, yeah. Who's all got that, right? So what people want to see is they want to say, oh yeah, that's my pose. I can do that one. You know what I mean? Like you want to address those objections. And so to have here and actually give them, because remember, they're creating a photo book. What may be really cool here is a carousel ad. I think a carousel ad here would actually be pretty fun to do and a little different because you can show those different things,
Okay. Okay.
So then, and everything else you do here is fine. Let's look at your packages. So, so right now your copy is selling the session, right? Pre-session hair and makeup, choose either studio or private location, 3-hour photo session with 3 output changes, but I would rather use those bullets to address the concerns that we're talking about. You know what I mean? Okay. So and I would put a picture of your girl who's taking the pictures and be like, hey, I'm Sally, and almost write it like a letter and be like, hey, I know how it is. You're in a relationship. You don't know what to do. And you love the idea of this. It's super exciting, but I know what you're thinking right now. And I would put their objections as the bullets. Will I look awkward? Can I really do this? Am I sexy? And then I would put the answer is yes. Let's hop on the phone and let's talk it out. And then I can send you a couple, pieces that fit your style. And we can see if it's something that you're comfortable with. Right? So again, gotcha. Really building there is just the insecurity that we all have as human beings, and just bringing that confidence there. I think that's what you're selling against. So I think you replace the bullets, and let's see. Yeah, someone put, hey, I'd buy that for our anniversary. We've been married for 9 years, and I've never done something like that. I think that would be cool too. So again, it's that person right there who's, what, this seems like a good idea, but and that's exactly what she's doing her thing with on the phone. So again, telling them the price right now is irrelevant. And here's why it's really irrelevant. Because with a service, she can change the price based on what somebody looks. She may find to really scale her business that it may be better to have a $350 quick session where she just takes like 2 or 3, you know what I mean? It may be simpler than that, and then upsell them on the back end once they see the pictures and they're excited. Because here's the thing, here's a question for everybody. How many of you have a go-to picture that you use? Whether it's your Facebook profile, your Match.com profile, your Tinder profile, but you've got that one go-to picture that you look good. Now, Rob, when people have that go-to picture, they're willing to pay extra. And that's the time to upsell. So why are we scaring them away with $11.50 before we even got them excited yet? We got to show them first.
I mean, honestly, Billy, I didn't want to put the price on there, but she asked me, she's like, well, where do we tell them what the price is? And I said, well, honestly, in these types, what I've learned through working with my colleagues is, either you have to put a pretty significant discount on the front end and, really get them to the point of moving through, or, during the call, when they call you, you can run down, depending on where they want to do it, because if they're going to do it on location outside of your studio, in my opinion, you probably want to charge a little bit more for that because you have to take everything with you, versus if they're in your studio, you could probably give them a little bit of a break. But she wanted the price in there, so I did it, and I'm really grateful that you guys are giving me that feedback.
Yeah, and remember, we always take control of the client. Right? They're always going to say, because in a client's mind, it's, dude, tell them it's $32,000 and bring me we want to take your credit card right now. And if you can't, you suck at marketing. You know what I mean? Like, that's a client's brain. Remember, too, Rob, now you want to be involved with the back end and understand the service she offers, because here's the thing. What you'll realize is you package this up and you go to the next person who does this in another city, is you're going to be selling them the back end because they're going to have those questions, or maybe they're not doing it. Well, what happens after that? So you want to have the script that she's saying when someone's on the phone. You want to have the entry-level offer, and then you want to have the upsell package. So now you're not coming together just a lead generation guy or the customer acquisition guy. You're also the boudoir photographer calendar consultant that understands how to grow their business, and that's when you can charge higher.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? But good stuff so far. I think it's a great niche, And again, I think just putting that classy marriage spin on it, and like this gift saved my relationship. I don't know about that.
I like that. Okay.
Yeah. Stephanie says she should look into how Exchanged Fairy does it. I just took my kids to that. They hooked me with $25 for free, 8x10. It was an awesome experience. And then if I wanted any of the other photos, basically it costs an arm or a leg and the blood of your firstborn. There you go. So, I mean, there's an option, right? And so, again,
Yep.
entry-level offer because it's something that we all should do, and then have her sell them on the back end. So, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. The other thing that she, real quick, I know you got other people. The other thing that she wanted to do was have her phone number out there so people could call her. So after, after they went through this, so you get to that, and she's like, just have them call me. And then the other thing I was trying to get to with her is, we've paid for the lead once. Let's keep them, because you talk about with when you work with your clients that have memberships, it's the price of the membership all the way through for the time that the member stays there. I said, you paid for the lead once, they had a great experience with you, and then they get $50 off for another session as long as they do it by September. So that's why this last part is in here with a thank you page.
Gotcha. When you reserve your session today, you'll receive a 10x10 custom album and $50 off your next photo session through September. Just remember, September bonus. So when someone's on the fence about doing it in the first place, cash incentives aren't always the best, right? So you'll see me do this a lot with like a massage because they've made the decision, yes, I'm going to get my discounted massage for sure and I'm coming in. For this though, right, where they're like, I'm a little curious, you know what I mean? It may not be there. I mean, I would say maybe stick with percentages instead of dollar signs. Hey, call us now and get another 10% off type of deal. But again, because in their brain, you don't want to put any numbers out there, right? Because they don't know. Again, when it's something people don't do often, there's no expectations and their guard goes up. So they don't know, you know what I mean? They don't want to walk into something and feel uncomfortable. And also to include her picture on the thank you page.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, make her human right here, again, because she's going to have to really sell that.
Okay, got it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good job though, Rob. I mean, yeah, again, like I said, just a great little niche where I'm sure you can rack up 100 of these across the country and have a nice system for them, get up a nice recurring revenue, man, of 50K, just managing that, just something no one would ever think of, something in the market that, clearly needs business. You know what I mean? Just a great little niche, man, where you can just put your head down, focus on that, and make a killing for yourself.
Thanks, man. Really, really appreciate it.
No doubt, Doc. Talk to you soon. Cool. That was Rob, man. Eric says no luck with getting his sound to work, which is fine. I'll just kind of walk through it, Eric, and then if you could type right now just kind of who the client is and where they come from, and just the results you're getting so far, Eric. So are you running this campaign or is it not? So everyone, Eric is chatting to me. He doesn't have his mic working. He said he ran one-day test last week. Okay. And what were the results of that campaign? And while he's typing that, I'm going to go ahead and read it. So Eric, if you can, actually, if you want to just go on a little rampage and tell us as much as you can about the campaign while I go through, that would be great. We would keep the flow going. But everyone, Eric spent $100 on his test. This is 5 leads he brought in and 2 actually booked. Okay, 2 booked. $100 he spent, 5 leads, 2 booked. That means his cost per lead is $20. So what is your guys' first reaction when you hear $20 cost per lead? What's your guys' first reaction when you hear cost per lead, $20 cost per lead? Someone says seem high. Someone says too much. Someone says high. Someone says upsell, competitive and expensive. Targeting may be off, But the reality is all your brain should have went like this. Well, what's the offer? Your brain shouldn't react one way or the other to a cost per lead. Just like you shouldn't have reacted to Hughes $2.50 a lead on the Gardner example because we don't know what that customer is doing or what they're spending. Just like $20 cost per lead, I mean, who knows what they're paying? It may be fantastic, right? So that's what we're going to jump into. Again, I kind of caught you guys off guard there. Some of you caught on a little bit, but that's what you always want to focus on. So it says attention, norm, and area. Everybody loves a great smile. We specialize in great smiles. But right now we're offering 25 first-time visitors a dental exam, cleaning and x-rays for just $48. Save $200. Enjoy a wider, brighter smile. Click below to take advantage of this amazing offer. And then it's got a couple with great smiles. It says dental exam, cleaning and x-rays for just $48. So he's targeting women ages 30 to 64. He used a radius of about 40,000. Okay, it is what he's doing here. Now, typically, I would say on this, a $48 entry level is high for anything when someone's paying. That's where people actually consider. People don't just typically, your average like family, just spend 50 bucks with no thought to it. So there's a barrier there. However, if he's getting $20 a lead in 2 booked, it sounds like they've already made $100 back. Is that correct, Eric? So, yeah, okay. So they already made their money back on it. Now, let me ask you guys again. Is $20 that high of a cost per lead if they already broke even getting them in the door? It's not anymore, right? If they're cool with it. Now, there's a catch to that. The answer is still maybe. So, Eric, what's the status of this campaign with your client right now? Are they happy? Are they not happy? You know what I mean? Do they have enough? So what are their expectations? You know, what are their expectations? And something to note for everyone, you guys are asking some good questions, but here's some things that I want to know. Okay, so Eric says right now he's unsure. He wants to see the quality of the patients when they come in. Now, Eric, is this a demo case study for you? Have you worked with them before? Are they paying you? Or is this just a quick little trial? Okay, so this is a demo. So he's doing this to really earn their business. Now, here's the thing. The client has to understand and be okay with breaking even on the front end. So what I would ask them, Eric and everyone, is I want to know what campaigns they ran in the past that are really working. You know what I mean? I want to know what campaigns are running in the past that are actually working for them and what those were. And a lot of the times when I work with a company, that's the first offer I'll do on Facebook because they had some. We're in this fun time where you have these companies and they've been running like something in the newspaper or some magazine for like 10 years, and it worked extremely well. I love those because you know what I do? The exact same thing they did in their magazine, except on Facebook because they don't get how to do it. You know what I mean? So just anyways, making that point out to everybody. So continuing on here. Again, the offer is, I think, is fine there. Let's see. You say cleaning and X-rays for just 48 bucks. It's a deal. I love how you tell them they're saving 200 bucks. I think that's really important. And you guys, there's a science to that. He comes in and he says, cleaning and X-rays for just 48 bucks. And people go, shit, 48 bucks. And then you hear save 200 bucks. Oh, okay. I guess that's not so bad. So he addressed, that's called anticipation, right? You anticipate someone's going to go, 48 bucks. So you answer their objection right away. Okay? Cool. So continuing on, Ashley says he's got a dentist client that he'll be working for from Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. Okay, so continuing on here, this is the opposite ad. It says, attention Norman and surrounding towns. Everybody loves a great smile, and we specialize in great smiles. Right now we're offering da-da-da. It's the same thing, except he chose the different image. How much money did you spend on each image, Eric? And Scott says, keep in mind that patients from this ad are low value. Why are they low value? A stickiness rate is low. So Scott, do you think that's generally speaking, or do you think that's just for the dentists, some dentists? Will some dentists really make something of that, and will some not? There's your question there. So and this is actually a deeper conversation that we'll kind of jump into right now. This right here offer works, but it works for the clients who understand that, hey, you know what? I'm willing to get someone in the door because I know my dentist people stick with me forever and I can upsell them. Sometimes you get, and this is what you really find in these like professional entrepreneur companies. So for example, a dentist, someone who owns their own practice, to me is a little bit of a different class of an entrepreneur than your person who just kind of went out and started a business from scratch, right? Because this person is probably really good at what they do, which is cleaning teeth, etc., but they don't really understand how to run a business and operations, etc. So finding those clients or educating them and letting them know that, look, to do marketing, to really grow your business and really taking control of the client, letting them know that, look, you got to come really strong on your back end. That's huge, right? And one way to do that and to paint the picture is to let them know, hey, Mr. Customer, I did a Google search. And from what I found, it looks like there's another 30 dentists within 5 miles away from you. And then ask them the question, what are you going to do to stand out? Do you see what I'm saying? You gotta sometimes you really have to humble and educate your clients of like, look, I'm gonna be real with you. The climate, you're a fucking dentist. There's 1,000 right there. So if you want to really stand out, you need to have a stronger offer to bring people in. Because the reality is once people come in, they love you, they love your staff, they love Frank and Tina up front. They're fantastic. But you gotta show them that first. And then once you do, you can sell them all kinds of things. But this belief, again, it's a wave. This belief of making all your money and people, you're going to open your doors and people are just going to fly in, it's not real. And that's why you've been getting the results that you've gotten, right? So sometimes you really got to take control and own it. Does that make sense to everyone, what I'm saying there? And that's not just with dentists. You guys are going to find that a lot, right? Eric says he also on the script. He said he told the dentist he needs a self-financing program for cash patients, and he does. Okay, cool. And then Julie says, need patients that need lots of work, not just cleaning. Yeah, and so this is an interesting stat. And then again, this is the value of staying in a niche so you have answers like this. What I would love to know with dentists is what percentage of people that come in for cleaning need more. Because I can bet out of the people on this call, if all of us went to a dentist, and again, I don't know this, but I'm going to guess majority need more shit. Like we got cavities, a root canal, a tooth that should be pulled out. We may need braces again. You know what I mean? How many of you just put yes? But be honest. If you really don't go to dentist that much, then you're probably screwed, but you don't want to go to the dentist. So yeah. Just let's get like a very weak test here, but get an idea. And how many of you are like, no, I'm on top of my stuff and my teeth are perfect, right? Eric says his average patient client spends anywhere from 800 to 1,000. You know, yeah, so a lot of people I'm getting mixed feedback here, but a lot of people are saying they need more. So this is what I'm going to recommend to you, Eric, is you need to instill confidence in the dentist and have a really structured plan with him of what he's going to offer to the people coming in. Now, obviously, it's going to depend on what he sees in them, right? But that is one thing that I would have the conversation about, Eric, is like, look, doc, like I can bring people into your store all day for quality, but it's going to be up to you. The other thing that he can do, and this is what people got to remember, is if they're running around this offer, when they get him on the phone to actually book a time, because it's not like they can just show up, if he gets a bad feeling about the client and for whatever reason doesn't feel like it's a good fit, he doesn't have to work with them. He doesn't have to work with them. Right? So again, like they're not forced into this. You know, yeah. Scott says, learn the word next. Exactly. It's not forced, you know. So again, go with those margins. If every time you spend $50, you know, you can get somebody in who's willing to pay $50. Well, that's great. That's great. And he's going to have to realize that, or you find the more established ones that do. So a good way to identify this for everyone is find people who are already advertising. You know? So Eric, what I'm telling you on this is even if this dentist doesn't go crazy about it, let me tell you, there's another dentist who's right next door who will freaking take that all day long. So message to everyone, do not let the belief of one or two of your customers dictate your taste about the entire market. Yeah. Scott brought up a good point. He said, look for the direct mailer dentist. They love this, and they're paying $3,000 to $5,000 a month for mailing. And tracking that is even tough. You know, so there you go. Great point. And Scott's, so again, community-based, right? Talk to Scott. I know Scott, and Scott's been working with dentists for a long time, guys. And so Eric, what I would definitely say, reach out to Scott. Scott, reach out to Eric and connect, Eric Schmidt, in the Facebook group, because again, you guys are doing the same thing, right? And Scott's had a lot of experience there. So definitely a great person to talk to. He's talked to a lot of dentists himself. So it's a good place to start. So everybody make sense? You good? Cool. Rock and roll. So a couple major takeaways before I go forward here is, again, is the cost per lead too high? We don't know. Is the cost per lead too low? I'm not sure. Scott Meadows. Scott, are you cool with linking up with Eric? Cool, yeah. Scott's awesome. You guys will like each other. Okay, rock and roll. So now everyone's good on the same page there. Rock and roll, and we'll head on to the next. But again, you guys, I want to remind everyone, it's more, it's bigger, right? It's bigger than just an offer. It's clicks into customers, right? So these are the things we deal with. This is how you build a long-term business with longevity. This is how you keep them coming month after month. You make them need you, not just for leads, but how to run their business on the marketing side. So there you go. All right. Landing page looks good, by the way, too. Yeah, you did a good job with that. Yeah, call within 24 hours, receive 25% off teeth whitening. I love it. Yeah, follow the formula. Good job. Okay. Notes. Oh, can you give me some simple results? Kind of just talked about that. 2 or 3 leads for the current campaign of scheduled appointments. I know Billie Jean likes to scare the crap out of people, hitting their pain points. I'm good with that, but every time I try the emotional pain points, I can't get the ads approved. Any sort of photo that has pain associated with gets rejected. I've removed the word you from most copy, but anything that really hits home gets rejected. So you hit him with general facts, Eric. So what Eric's saying right now is that when he runs ad, he can't say something like, you know, your smile is messed up because you have blank, blank, and blank. That's what he means by the use of you. Facebook doesn't allow that. So you make it general, Eric, and you say, majority of people living in Oklahoma between the ages of this and this have rotting teeth syndrome, meaning they're going to lose all their teeth within 6 months from now. See what I'm saying, Eric? So you just hit it in general and make it feel like you're talking about them without talking about them. You know, so just a little quick tactic for all you guys to go about because we deal with that shit all the time. So, okay, cool. Going in campaign for, all right, ad, what a luxury day for 2 at the spa. Okay. Who is this? Who are you? Reveal yourself. No problem, Eric. Thanks for being here, man. Philippe, what up? Let's get you on the microphone. One moment here, my friend. Yo, yo, yo.
Hey, Billie Jean.
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm fine, and you?
Doing good. Philippe, tell everybody where you're at in the world.
Right now, I'm in Provence, in the south of France.
Love it. What time is it over there? I love this.
The weather is just gorgeous.
Nice, nice.
And it's 9 p.m.
Okay, cool. So nighttime. Okay, so we'll let us so you can get to bed. I'll get you through this. So tell us about who this is for and how you got this client.
Yeah, so it's a combined promo, actually. The initial customer is a relaxation music producer in the UK.
Okay.
And we did them a new website recently, and so we are now in charge of promoting the website and getting them sales from the website. So basically, they are selling physical CDs and digital downloads. Everything about they are probably the last man standing in this market, in the relaxation market, where they produce but they also distribute, and so they were the #1 producer in the world, and in terms of timing, they were one of the first to start this business, and they are still alive, which is kind of spectacular or miraculous, I would say.
Sure.
And so basically what they do is they produce well-being and relaxation music, and so they have a catalog of 1,000 albums, and so ranging from world music to relaxation to music for the spas and stuff like that. So one of the ideas I suggested them was to partner with a spa, and to offer a spa treatment for their customers to attract new clients. And so basically this could be one stone and to kill 2 birds. Basically we could drive traffic to the music company, but we also drive traffic to the spa company.
So what relation do they have, the music producers, with the spa company, or do you just have the connection and you put them together?
So the spa company is buying music from those guys.
Yeah, they're customers of them.
Yes, and so when they told me that, that's where I told them we have to do something in conjunction with them, so both could win at some point. And also, obviously, I have an idea, I have an agenda behind that, is
Sure.
if it's successful for the music company, then I will offer my service to this spa chain. They have 60 locations in the UK.
Well, that sounds like that's the win right there. You know,
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, basically, I'm more doing this actually to get the
yeah.
spa business. Yeah.
Okay, so here's the question: the music people. So they sell, and just to give an overview. So they sell like custom music or their style of music, and they license the right to use it in spas to people around the world.
No, not really. In fact, they produce music, so any people, you, me, anybody in the world can buy either the physical CD. Yes, some are still buying CDs, and or the digital downloads, and spas use a lot of those music.
Got it. Okay, cool. So they're buying. So it just happens to be one of their big customers is people in spas.
Yes.
Got it. Okay, so let's take a look at it here. So we're looking at the ad at a glance here, right? It says win a luxury day for two at the spa. Giveaway, luxury day for two at the spa worth 89. That's not dollars. What is that? Euros?
It's pounds.
Pounds.
So it's sterling pounds.
There you go. Shows you how much I've traveled. So a luxury spa day worth.
Yeah, so it's roughly, I would say, $110 probably.
Okay, cool. So for $110, so it's got good value. NewWorldMusic.com and Bannatyne Spa are giving away 16 deluxe spa days for two. Click on the image to enter the competition. It's free to enter, no purchase required. Every person in there receives a free download of 5 New World Music tracks. Very interesting. The very first thing I want to say, because the music is, what's it called too, is you should have the advertisement be included with the music. Because if you're selling two things, then what a great way to couple them together than show this image here, a video of it, a demonstration, while playing the music. So then there's value being built up in what they're getting. So at a glance, that's one thing I would say to add to that. Does that make sense?
Just to make sure I understand, so you suggest I show as well some kind of music covers?
A video advertisement. So instead of using image in the ad, I would completely switch it to video. And then now
okay.
you can have the music be the background to the video and be both.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
Well, that's a good way to include both. Now, have you started running this campaign, or is it still being built?
No. It's even the ad is just a draft, so the design is not finished yet. So I was hoping to get some suggestions from you guys.
Yeah, okay, perfect. So then, yeah, first thing I'm going to say is make this a video advertisement showing the spa experience. Even if you have to just take images and then make a 15-second clip with their music, that's what I would do. Only because you are selling, or you are leveraging two things here. Number one is winning a luxury day spa for couples, right? And then two, the music. Now, the other thing that I would do, because the music is what you're trying to sell here, is I would target people who would listen to their type of music. So what kind of customers typically do listen to their music?
You know, on Facebook there is a ton of meditation groups and relaxation fans and stuff like that. So the market is quite big. And so, for example, those meditation groups are several millions of fans on some pages. So it's kind of easy to target those.
Perfect. No, that's fantastic. And kind of like yogis and all that, people really
Yeah, yeah, yoga.
beautiful.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of yoga CDs and downloads and stuff.
Perfect. So I would go out with that kind of community, right? And I would jump on top of it. Some people are yelling, stressed out executives could be another one. But I love that kind of going with the yogi vibe. I think it's perfect for them. I think that's going to be your lowest hanging fruit, is really make sure you own that. And I would only target them with this. And then I would have the music and the video there. And then let me see here on the thank you page. Okay, cool.
One quick question regarding the ad, because if I'm using a video, so we have videos of the spa experience, and when I initially started to work on this ad, obviously, since those guys are pretty naked on the ad, I try to find a picture where they are mainly covered, but in the video we will see the bodies more than in that picture. So would that be a problem with Facebook puritanism?
The answer is yes. If it really seems like it would push it, you can test it, and then if they reject it, you can send it and take it and say, hey, I didn't mean to go across your boundaries. It's a massage clinic, and this is what we do, right? So obviously there's an understanding for that. When a human looks at it, they'll say, okay, they're doing a massage. But if there's some parts where it's like, that's too much, what I would do is just Camtasia the video and then just literally cut out those parts,
Okay.
kind of shorten them up there. So that's one thing you can do. Okay, so perfect. And let's see here. Okay, once we got that, it's good. Any other questions on the ad?
Nope.
Okay, cool.
So yes, just one thing. So if we target stress executive and yogis and stuff like that, so I should call them out like attention yogis or attention stressed out executive?
I like the idea of attention yogis. I think that group is everyone loves to be a yogi right now. It's like it's a phenomenon around the world. Like it's a thing. Like you're a yogi. Oh, well, thank you so much. Like my hair looks good. You know what I mean? Like it's a thing. So I would definitely go with that community. That's really hot. They're very passionate. They're with each other. They're kicking it. They're hanging out. Like it's a community. So I like that idea. And there's a need for them to have that music too. You know what I mean? That meditation music. And that's not as easy to find as like going to YouTube and typing in Justin Bieber. You know what I mean? So there is a value add to that, Because right now what they're probably doing is asking the instructor at the end of the workout is, oh, what music was that? You know what I mean? So
absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. And then coming here, you got 2 forms of pages. You got the contest rules. Win a luxury spa day for 2 persons worth 89 pounds. Simply enter your first name and best email below to enter the competition. It's free to enter, no purchase required. I want to win and indulge. Okay. You got the rules there. All right. I would just make them like smaller instead of like super big unless this is good. Let's see. Oh, every person entering receives a free download of 5 New World music tracks. The other thing that I would definitely focus on is like what those tracks are for. Give them a purpose, right? And then just be like, 5 new music tracks that are perfect for yogis. So when you're at home and you're doing some meditation or you're doing these poses or whatever, these are the perfect music to get you in the mood regardless of how your day went. You know what I mean? Sell the music a little bit in regards to what they're doing. Yeah. Because the reason why is if they're too focused on just the massage, etc., then they're not going to pay any attention to the music when you offer them that. Here's the verses. I like this version better, and I would just add that sentence I was saying about the music. Okay.
So the short version.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Invite your friends to join. Okay. So very similar to what you guys saw. Great. And the thing is, the reason why I like a competition in this is because you're dealing with a very low ticket, right? Music. It's just, even if they're doing digital downloads, what is it? It's probably 99 cents for a song, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So you need cheap leads. That's why the competition with it is necessary. And then here, what I would definitely do is play the song. Have some kind of video or something playing and give them the ability to download a track right away. Right away. And I would say like, hey, do you once you hear this track, and just give them the option. Would you like to buy, the entire CD for just $5? And there you go. And a small percentage will buy.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, but again, with music, it's such a difficult to make money off of the CDs. It's really going to be just to build up a following and brand. And honestly, man, like every artist that I know in music right now, I'm telling them one thing: go with a subscription model and just get people who love your stuff. Give them some behind the scenes, like this is how I make my music. Do a video once a week, send it out to them, and just get them on freaking subscription, you know, and have them buy into the person. And then you have a list of people who are paying you $5, $10 a month. You put out, you know, music, a few songs a month, and then go sell them a show after. You know what I mean? But it's going and make money off of this way using paid advertising is very challenging. And that's why you see independent artists struggling and even end up linking up with the label is because they want that distribution, people who already have a list. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say there. But again, putting those things together, that's going to give you your best chance. But regardless, one thing that you're going to be able to see here, what you need to focus on is how many leads you're going to be able to bring this spa. So getting them to agree to run a promotion should be really easy because you're going to make them a bunch of money off of this. And then you can focus on those other 60 locations.
Yeah. In terms of targeting, do you? I was planning to do an ad set with a lookalike audience from the list of the music company. They have about emails of buyers.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use that as well.
Definitely worth testing, right? And then make sure you're tracking it so you know how much a lead is costing to come from there. But definitely worth testing.
Okay.
100%. Yep. And then here's another market too. Joe just brings up, hey, I love listening to soft jazz music when struggling with sleep. So that may be another one worth it too. Is, you know, sleep and relaxation, they go hand in hand. So that may be another market that's after to go to. The challenge with it is it's harder to find people who are struggling with sleep. Therefore, it's going to cost you more money to get in front of them. So it might mess up your margins, but it's definitely worth testing.
Okay.
Yep. Diana says, can you talk a little bit about how this point page works as far as a setup? Do you want to talk about UpViral and how it works a little bit, Philippe, and tell them how the point page works?
Yeah, sure. UpViral is a system that allows you to create contest, different contest types. So you have giveaways, you have contests where people need to earn points to unlock or to win a chance to get a chance to win the prizes. So it's quite simple to set up, and you can choose the type of contest, and based upon, so for example, in that case, since the prices are pretty nice, and we want the contest to go viral as much as possible, as the one I did for the fashion brand, is that we want them to, it's a gamification stuff, so we want them to engage and to share as much as possible with their friends, and the software, the app UpViral, is keeping track of all those shares and stuff. So each time someone shares on Facebook, UpViral will keep track of that. Each time it's shared on Pinterest and Twitter and Google Plus and stuff, it's tracked with UpViral. So it's counting all those shares, and you collect the leads, and you can see each lead how many shares they have done, and therefore how many points they get. So then you could choose who is the winner. So you can decide either to choose them automatically, and then there is an email sent when the contest is ended, or you can choose to select the winner manually, and then you can do whatever you want. But you can see all the leads and how many points they have earned for you to decide who is the winner.
Love it. Yeah, it's definitely good. They got like a demo I think you can do too, but I got a couple of buddies using it, and you know, if you are doing the contest route, it could be huge, and it's an easy way to win. So Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing this. And again, what I'm loving today is just you saw like the guarding, you're seeing this. They're very different, right? Like, again, people ask, like, does this work for my business? The answer is yes, right? But to get there, it's just maybe a little bit of a different path. So keep us posted, man. And again, I would keep your eye on the big, 60 location massage place, because there's your ticket right there, Philippe.
Oh, yeah.
All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Billy.
All right, then. Cool, good stuff. I like it. Different. Music's making a comeback. Okay, continuing on campaign 5, what do we have here? True Health Medical. What is this here? True Health Medical? Anybody? Going once, going twice? John. Okay. Hold on there. Hello, John. What's up, brother?
Hey, Billy G. This is Merle. I work with John.
Merrill, what's up? How are you doing, bud?
I'm doing well. How you doing?
Doing good. How's it been so far? You said this is your first camp call, yeah?
Yeah, this is my first camp call. Yes.
How is it? Is it shitty or is it great?
No, it's good. I'm learning some stuff.
Good stuff, man. Well, tell us about True Health Medical and what you guys are trying to accomplish.
Okay, this is it's a medically integrated chiropractic office, which is who we work with, and they're basically, I sent this one in because we've been working with them for a while. They've been a client since beginning of the year, and we've been pretty successful with them. But this is a fatigue campaign, and it's not taking off as fast as our other campaigns. It's still viable, but just not doing as well as I want it to.
Yep.
So that's why I wanted to send it in and have you guys look at it and see what you think.
Gotcha. Okay, so how much have you spent on this one so far, and what kind of results are you seeing right now?
All right, it's been up for a week now, and our spend on it's been $180.
Okay.
And we've gotten, let's see, I got 6 people signed up for the consultation.
Gotcha. 6 people consultation. So our cost per consultation is 6 divided by 80. What is that? $30? Is that right?
$30. Yeah.
$30 per consultation. And what's the service that they sell at the end of this consultation?
It will be, well, it depends. I mean, like I said, this is an integrated office, but their take-in on a patient that signs up for the program is going to be about 5 Gs.
Gotcha. Okay. So do we know what their closing percentage is from those 30 consultations?
Our clients typically close about 25%, because usually 50% of the leads actually arrive at the office, and then they close about 50% of those. So about 25% of the appointments turn into actual patients.
Gotcha. So, well, shit. I mean, hold on, let me get this straight. So they're going to get about 8 people, right? Let's just round down. Let's just say
like this one, they got, on the first week, this one got 6 people signed up for a consultation.
Got it.
So they should get 1 or 2 patients out of that.
Okay. So, and if they do, you said how much do they make?
Anywhere between $3,000 and $5,000, depending on what services they take.
All right, let's go way down. Let's just say $3,000. So,
sure. If
they're spending $180 to make $3,000, if I'm hearing correctly, what is the question right now?
No, I got you. The question is, I mean, we do this. This is only one of 22 clients that we have.
Yep.
And normally, I can usually, like, this one's getting about 1 lead a day, and normally I can get 2 leads a day. So this one's just slower. So I'm just looking.
So it's a volume play. You're saying, how can we boost this up?
Yeah, how can I make it go even, like, what pointers can we get to make
this,
because fatigue is a new campaign for us. Usually we run something like knee pain, sciatica, headaches, and fatigue is something new. So I want to make it do as well as the other ones.
Okay, very cool. So volume-wise, so that's a couple things when you come to volume. Do you have the Tony click here? Hold on. We have, all right, we got the landing page, okay. The opt-in to the bottom. Sorry, I'm kind of scrolling ahead here. Just want to see what I'm getting into. Okay, so let's dive into the targeting. for
Okay.
stars. How big is your reach? How many people are you showing this ad to?
This is going out to, yeah, it's between 60 and 80,000. Let me bring it up.
Okay, so that's pretty solid. For 60,000 to 80,000 reach, we can definitely get more. How much are you spending a day?
Right now, their budget is $300 a week on Facebook budget.
Okay, $300 a week.
Yep.
So if you were to continue doing what you're doing at 30, that means you would bring them about 10 leads a week, correct?
Right.
Okay.
Which is, and like I said, I mean, they're right now this campaign's averaging about a lead a day, and we like to do more than that.
Yep.
Okay. Which are other like for example our knee pain campaign, I can pull 2 or 3 leads a day, running off that same amount of money.
Yeah.
But this is a new campaign, so we're putting it out there.
Okay, so my first question to you: if they're spending $300 for the week times 7, so what is your daily ad budget set to? Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Let's see. They're running. Let's see, 28. About $30 a day.
Okay, so if you're spending $30 a day, and we know that's what it's costing you is to get a lead, that's why you'd be spending that. So my question to you is, first things first is I would ask what everyone's asking is, well, why not just spend $60 a day?
Well, the answer is because I know on other campaigns I can get more off of that amount.
Okay.
And that seems that with our clientele, that about $300 a week seems to be their comfort zone of, yeah, that's what I'm willing to spend on marketing. Because that's, of course, on top of, our fee and everything.
Okay, so there's 2 disconnects that I want to go through. The first one is, if I come to a client and then I say, and especially if we're talking about bringing this to your other clients, and then also I'm thinking if these metrics are holding even close to true or consistent, we should be doing this for 1,000 people and getting paid a stupid amount of money, right? So the first thing that I want to say is, right now, how are you reporting the results to the client? Because right now I'm thinking of our clients, and if I go up and I say, Greg, we're spending $180, and every time we spend this $180, you guys are bringing in 3 G's into your practice. Do you think you can go find another $180,000 so that we can spend it this month and make you guys millions? Do you think you can do that for me? You know what I mean? They would be on board, right? And so in this case, the one thing that I would make sure that you guys are doing on a ladder level is making sure 1,000% that the client has a deep understanding for how much money you guys are bringing them. So, for example, on average, how much are you guys charging clients?
They're $1,500 a month.
Gotcha. So $1,500 a month, and then you said they're spending about $300 a week, and we know.
Yeah. So they're all in on this is about $3,000 a month.
Gotcha. I see. Interesting. So when I go into industries with like multiple franchises and niches, they'll usually kind of give me the same card of, hey man, we usually only have $1,000 advertising budget. We don't really go over that, so forth, so forth. It's usually because there's a lack of correlation between our efforts and how much money they're bringing in. But usually when we're going with the reporting and we're telling them, look, these are the leads we brought here, and then going into their system and saying, look how much money was spent here, and as long as we can make that case, they're always okay with increasing their budget. And the reason why I'm saying that is because if you can get them away from this whole budget thing, and here's the reality, most of them have credit cards. So when people tell you, like, oh, I don't want to go over my budget, it's like, dude, give me your credit card. We're going to put it here. And you're a doctor or whatever the hell you are. I know you at least have a limit of about 10 G's. Let's freaking spend some money and see what we can do. And the reality is you're making your money back. So at the end of every month, we're replenishing it. So it's not like you're even risking anything. And also, we can turn the campaign off at any time. So it's not like you're just spending 10 grand. If it's not working, we just stop it, right?
Yeah.
So that's on a kind of different note of what I would really say is I wouldn't change anything. I would just freaking keep running the thing. But
I'll tell you what, part of what we're running into is we're dealing with spoiled clients too. Like this particular client, before we started the fatigue campaign, is coming off of a different campaign, a different pain where they were getting consistently 2 to 3 leads a day. So then we switched to, so while I agree with you, they're still making money off this, that's no doubt, but now we switched to a new campaign like this that's now only getting them 1 lead a day.
And they're like, what happened? Our lead flow.
Now they're spoiled and coming to me and saying, hey, we're only getting 1 lead a day. And I'm like, well, yeah, but you're still making tons of money. But they still say, yeah, but I got 2 leads a day before.
Okay, so you have a couple options to increase the lead flow, right? So number one, the first thing I hear when everyone wants more, bodies is make the offer sexier. That's the easiest way to do it. So I'm looking at this one. It says the roller coaster of chronic fatigue, extremely tired, moderately awake, extremely exhausted, seems to go on forever. Some can't get a good sleep because of it. Chronic fatigue, find out more, right? So whenever you have a learn more offer, you see exactly what you're seeing right now. Some people will click. You'll get some leads here and there, but there's no reason to take action immediately. Whenever there's no offer, urgency, scarcity, you're always going to get exactly that, right? So giving them something here that makes them act now is definitely going to help you. But let's just say, for example, this is getting you clicks. And let's go to the landing page, and it looks like these are some similar versions of the copy. Then you go long form. You say, get relief from fatigue, request your free consultation now. So one thing that's going to increase your conversion rate on your page is headline. Headline dictates if people are going to bounce from your page right away or they're going to stick away right now. I go over all the time is free consultation I'm not crazy about because consultation is a sticky word. It sounds like I'm going to have to sit down and I'm going to have to spend a bunch of time and they're going to tell me how horrible I am and why my fatigue is off and it's probably just my eating habits and all that, right? There's a negative connotation that comes with any kind of consultation. And so I would change that and talk about what happens on the consultation and make it solution oriented. So for example, if I had a broken finger and it was out of place, and then I saw an ad that says, come in and I'll break your finger back into place for free. There's problem solution, right? Right now you're giving problem, and then I'm going to tell you more about your problem. You know what I mean? So as a result of that, you get kind of lesser conversion. So what you want to do is, I love to do this with clients, is I'll take their consultation and I say, walk me through it. What happens? And they may not even realizing it, really solve a lot of those problems within a 15-minute exam, right? So you try and pull out what happens on the consultation and then put that in the headline. Hey, right now you're struggling from extreme fatigue. Come in and we're going to do blank to get you blank, get rid of that fatigue feeling. That alone is going to increase the amount of people that don't click out right away. Because there's a percentage of people right now who are coming here and they feel like, oh, God, they're going to try and sell me something. And they leave. And that's costing you the most money with your ad right now. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Cool. And then you come through symptoms of chronic fatigue include, let's see, tiredness, exhaustion, cool, good stuff. Good news is we can help. Cool, our programs use advanced whole body solutions about our treatment program. Okay, so now you kind of go into the benefits here. Let me see. If you feel like you're constantly tired, the truth is there comes a point when being tired is actually a little more serious than just needing more sleep. That's cool, so you're exaggerating the problem. Luckily, there's several ways that the symptoms can be relieved, which is contrary to the common thought that there's no way to end the symptoms. Traditional medicine might call for medication you can take to relieve these symptoms, yet this can sometimes mask the true root of the problem that's causing symptoms. So I would even put it, maybe even your headline, is like, suffering from fatigue and have you tried this with no results? Question mark. Well, try this. When you schedule today, we'll come in and we'll do that for you for free. You know what I mean? Like give them that something and address the fact that I know you tried everything. It sucks, but you haven't tried this. So again, just kind of remember right here, we're not selling them giving money. All we're doing is selling them on the appointment. So what's missing right now is you're doing a great job of pointing out the consequences of this chronic fatigue. But we're forgetting to sell the benefits of actually coming in to schedule a time to meet. That's what you got to sell. And by doing that, you will see an increase in conversions and making that very clear in the headline.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. And then real fast here. I'm also I'm a fan. I would test it against 2 with just a shorter one, long form. Get to it.
Sure.
See how that goes. That's definitely going to get you there. And then Also here, I would take away, and I would test this because it may bring your stuff down, but I think this will help you. I would take away so many forms and go with first name, email, phone number, take out last name, because here's what happens. When people see forms, the first thing they get is overwhelmed. Oh, I don't want to fill out this whole form. You go to the DMV and they hand you that paperwork. Oh, shit, I don't want to fill this out. It's like the worst thing ever, right? So you want to just really make it just seem so easy. So you get them what you actually need and then get the rest of the information later. You know what I mean? So get first name, get their email, get the phone number, and we can even have them tell us their condition on like part 2. But let's not intimidate and scare them away right now. And that's the same logic follows why we want to test a short landing page. Just because some people may get it like, damn it, I didn't want to read all this. I don't want chronic fatigue, but I also don't want to read.
Yeah, gotcha.
So you do those things, man, and you can probably double this conversion rate. And realistically, you're right. You can do what you're doing, and you can double, if not triple, by making those changes and by selling the appointment as opposed to exaggerating the fillings as much. You probably can triple that, man. So that's what I would change. And now bigger than that is the second thing, which is really higher priority, is making that direct correlation that you're a customer, and you're right, you can spoil them early. But to point out and say, look how much money you're making from what we're doing, you know what I mean? And get them on video testimonial to say that, and go to the other 22 clients and then expand to 122 of these clients all doing the same thing because the numbers are so special.
Right. Okay. Gotcha.
Beautiful. But good stuff, man. I love it. Thanks for sharing, brother.
Cool. No problem. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, cool. Let's see. Stephanie, will there still be some time for me to go to call today? Probably not on this call, Stephanie, but if you send an email to us with what you need, send us an email, Stephanie. Joe, would video testimonials sharing positive results help on the landing page? They may, Joe. They may, right? So again, testimonials are always good. Video testimonials are fantastic. But if you're going with an all text landing page and then having the video not be the center, could be, you got to test it. That's the answer to that. Maybe. The answer is maybe. So I'd say test it depending on the quality of the testimonials, how much they can relate to them. Those will all be a factor. Scott says, hey, BG, before the day, I'd like to know how you think FB lead ads fall into all this. Which do you prefer and why? So FB lead ads, if you guys aren't familiar with them, it's where it allows you to collect a lead within Facebook, all through Facebook, so they never leave Facebook. Well, what's interesting with lead ads, Scott, this is my opinion. What's interesting with lead ads is the fact that even though it's through Facebook, you're collecting the leads, because lead ads are new, it still makes people uncomfortable. Like they still wonder, like, is that even Facebook? And so I was really not excited about lead ads when they didn't have video. But now that you can do video lead ads, I think there could be some value. I would only really use them for like retargeting or something, Scott. But as of now, and then you can't like pixel them and stuff. As of now, I'll be honest with you, we don't use them for anything. And I don't foresee us using them very much so at all. We tried them a little bit when we were doing 30 skills, 30 nights and like getting people for the gene pool. Didn't have fantastic results. So not saying they can't, not being able to pixel them sucks. But, not saying you can't use them, Scott, but like I'm just not a fan, right? And I would tell you guys if I really thought it was a home run, I'm not really crazy about them right now, to be honest. In short, the final verdict is not there yet, but right now I'm not seeing maybe they'll try something else that's cooler. Really fast too. Also too here, Muriel, I would definitely create some urgency. Say we will contact you within 24 hours to confirm your appointment. 3 things I'll give you here. 1, if you contact someone within 24 hours, if it's anything after the first 15 minutes, your chances of getting a hold of them are going to be almost impossible. You got to get them within the first 15 minutes, no longer than 30 minutes, period. That's something that I'll preach all the time. You'll hear me say it again and again, but that's everything. Especially you said right now they're only getting a hold of 50%. Well, if they're calling right away, they'll probably increase that to 75%, which is going to make your profit margins even that much more. And then also, too, giving them a reason to call right now, because if you don't give them a reason, they will not call, period. Very, very rarely. And even if you give them a reason, still not that many people will do it, but enough will do it. So they feel like their phone's always ringing and the customer is happy. Now, final campaign of the day. And it's a webinar, I believe, is this one. Let's see here. Who are you? Dr. Lead System. Somebody talk to me. Who are you? Who are you, damn it? Who are you? Who are you? All right. Jaime. What up, Jaime? Let's get you on. Jaime, what's up, brother? Tell us about who you are, how you met us, and what we're doing today.
Billy, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you guys hear him? Can you guys hear Jaime? Yep, they can. You're good to go. What's up, brother?
Good, thank you. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. So what do we got here?
Okay, so this is for one of my businesses. I have a webinar created for plastic surgeons, doctors. I'm trying to create some urgency. I created a video and an ebook on how they can do testimonials for their practice to get them hooked in, and then I asked them to watch or go to a webinar. So it's a kind of combo.
So why would they want to get testimonials?
Basically, I mean, for just kind of like what you do. I mean, basically, I'm kind of following your model. For them to get testimonials for their practice,
Yep.
It's an easier way to sell their way or make get more leads, more prospects, more patients into their funnel if somebody else is promoting themselves.
Gotcha. Okay, so this is what I would do here. Well, first of all, have you started running this yet?
Yeah, I've been running it for a long time, and actually, I've had zero. I'm using a stealth webinar.
Yep.
So it's like an Everett webinar, and I'm using kind of Calendly. And
Yep.
I've had a few people watch the webinar, but no one booked an appointment with me yet.
Okay, how many people have you had watch the webinar?
Total of about 4 people.
Okay, so 4. So the first thing I would do is I would look at those 4 people and realize the sample size is too small. So don't beat yourself up about that. How much did it cost you to get those people to register?
Oh, I mean, I've probably spent $400 so far on this.
Okay, so let me help you right now. So for something like this, remember our kind of rule of thumb, people. If you spend $30 on a campaign, especially a lead gen campaign like this, or webinar registration, don't get anything, you want to pivot and make some changes. And so I'll kind of go through from top to bottom. How's that? And we can take it from there.
All right.
Okay, so let's go into your targeting on this, right? And let's see what you're doing here. All right, so lifetime budget, $30 a day. All right, 25 to 44. Why those age groups?
That was kind of an error. The person I have working with me, I asked her why the 44. It should have been at 65.
Yeah, just because the first thing I think when I think of a doctor is old because it takes forever to be good at that stuff, especially if they're in a specialty. All right, so you go there. All right, and then also much as interest, regenerative medicine, physicians, stem cell therapy, or adult stem cell. So if you're targeting by industry, so to speak, or by those interests, it's going to be difficult because anybody can kind of like stem cell therapy for many different reasons. So when you're looking for a doctor, and Diane really fast, and also Radonna too, they said 25 is too low, just because 25 is, they're still in med school and going through it. So you probably want to start at more like 35 or something. But I mean, I would do your homework. You should just find out what's the average age of a doctor, start there. But for your targeting here, you actually want to find, doctors, plastic surgeons, but also too, you may want to find the business managers within it, right? Like a lot of these doctors or et cetera with their private practices, they may have someone completely different running the business, right?
Sure.
So one thing I like to do when targeting professions, is I love to do organizations and associations. I love to do organizations and associations. And so I would try and find like the National Organization of Health, blah, 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 or the National Organization of all that shit. So if you can put that together, you'll be in a really good place. And honestly, all I would do is just Google and just find it, right? And that's who you would target there, okay?
Okay.
So as you continue on, let's see, attention plastic surgeons and specialty doctors, learn how to increase new patient flow into your medical practice. So one thing that I'm familiar with doctors or any kind of expert for this matter, but doctors especially, is these people have to read a lot. They are used to reading. They are used to training. I mean, that has been their life. They're students. They're professional students, seriously, right?
Yeah.
So when you come off and we say, hey, attention plastic surgeons, specialty doctors, and run it like it's a massage campaign, right? I think it's actually going to do a disservice. So I would actually come with long copy here. And I would focus on more specifics of what it is that you do and talk about their problems. Just like the dentist, a lot of these guys, they don't want to be dealing with the customer flow and marketing and all that stuff. They just want to be really freaking good plastic surgeons. You know what I mean? So I would talk about, and I would sit with the doctor, a plastic surgeon, and find out what are the challenges that you're facing right now? What do you guys can't stand? And then in this advertisement, I would talk about how they're dealing with those problems, and on this webinar, I'm going to fix those. So I would take the 5 greatest pains of being a specialty doctor or plastic surgeon, and then I would create a webinar based on how to solve those.
Gotcha. Okay.
Or your other thing is get one on board with you, get them crazy results, and then go from the case study. Is, hey, I'm hosting a free training to show you how I worked with another plastic surgeon, and I put his name, Dr. Blank, and we were able to get him, 35 new, surgeons, and he was able to make this amount of money, and here's how he did it. Anyways, I put together this training, so hopefully you can duplicate it for your practice. It's free. Good luck. Let me know if you find it helpful. There's your 2 options, right?
Gotcha.
Take the greatest piece or take a case study there. Then you bring it to the landing page is, hey, Jaime shares an easy-to-follow system for generating new patient lead flow every single day to your medical practice, right? So again, if you're going case study kind of route, I would try and throw numbers in there if you can, because that's what they're looking for, right? They want the numbers, the hardcore, sticky gricky. I don't even know that's a word. It's not. But time left expires, and that's cool. Now you're using just every webinar, right? So it completely runs on continuous flow.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's all great. And everyone, the strategy Jaime is using is fantastic. It's a great way to get new clients. And you guys can all do this, right? So I teach you how to use a Facebook ad to bring in business and then get them on the phone. But using a webinar that's automated and happening every single time is fantastic. So it's definitely something that you guys can all use. And yeah. Okay, let's see here. So I'm coming through here. Register today, you get their name, email, and then their thank you page, and then you bring them to the webinar. How did you create the webinar? What for? Is it in GoToWebinar or?
It's Camtasia. I recorded it and then I uploaded it to South Webinar.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So again, your systems are in point right now, but the process of how to get them the messaging is what you really want to tweak. And that's what's going to take, because right now you're paying $100 per registrant. If you make those changes, you should get that down 400%, right? It should be way cheaper. And you can get $10 a registrant or whatever it may be, and or maybe even $20 because it's so specialized. But I wouldn't pay much more than that, right? But I'm going to tell you, Jaime, a webinar is for once you're really inundated with an industry. So if you've done a lot there and you feel good about it, perfect. But until then, just a simple 2-step process of here's a case study video and get them on the phone is probably going to be better. So for right now, example, I can do a webinar in a lot of industries, right? But we had so much, so it's really going to make sense for us to do. But
sure,
just to kind of give you the idea, right?
No, makes sense. Makes sense.
Cool, brother. Well, thanks for sharing, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep. Cool. Well, rock and roll. Bam. Let's see. Stephanie asked, would you include all associations, organizations in the same ad set to keep your audience numbers higher? No. They would all be different, so I know which ones are actually converting and not. But good question. Cool. Rock and roll. For those of you that were new, and for you old timers too, was today good? It was kind of helpful to go through. We had some versatility in there, right? Some different things. And then some of them you guys have seen before, right? And that repeat again and again and again is huge, right? So, perfect. You guys know the deal. Get out there and go help some businesses. Also, have you guys seen our new case study yet? Have you seen our new case study yet? It's hot. It's hot. We did it for the Trapeze company. It's fun. We'll be sending it out. But we're going to be running a lot of YouTube advertising to it, so I'm excited to show you guys the results for that. So as part of camp, maybe I'll even throw in a little YouTube for you guys and show you what we're doing there. So it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be good stuff. So rock and roll. Thank you all for being here as always. I hope this was helpful. And if it's not, beat me up. Tell us what we do. We can make it better. And we'll also run it on Facebook too. So there'll be 2 campaigns. We've got one specific for YouTube, one for Facebook. So I'll show you guys both. And Yeah, cool. I'll holler. And I'll talk to you guys later. Boom. How did we come across that client? The trapeze? Google. Just Googled some shit. I got really mad at them. I said, find someone now. I gave them like 30 minutes, and that person popped up. So they got lucky and made a bunch of money. True story. Really happened like that. That case study was the realest shit ever. That all truly happened. So cool. Rock and roll. We'll talk to you guys later. Thanks a lot.